What's going on, ladies and gents? Sitting here in the desert somewhere. It's actually a full moon up in the sky right now. Just chilling out. Wanted to touch base with everybody here, so if you can hear me and see me, press the number 69 and say hello. I'm still in El Paso, Texas, and I'm slated to leave this week. I'll probably be leaving. I'm thinking I'll probably be leaving by the weekend. How you doing, Mike Moore? Gas prices are insane, going up and down. I saw it as low as $3.81 about a week ago, and now it's going back up. I just got it for $4.12 a gallon. I saw it as low as $4.07 a gallon yesterday, and now I see all the gas stations have raised their price to $4.49 a gallon, which is insane in this part of the country. All I've seen is the barrel of oil go up from $110 to $113. So I don't know what's causing this drastic price. Obviously, down the road, each town is different on their prices. Hannibal, Missouri, it's $3.75 a gallon. It is what it is. So how much to fill up? Well, I filled up my gas tanks now for $88, and I wasn't bone dry empty. So, just to fill up the van itself at around $4 a gallon, it's probably going to be a little over $100 if I was bare bones empty. And to fill up my generator, I have another, the generator holds about 4 gallons of fuel, and I have another about 12 gallons of fuel. Yeah, California is mostly over $5.50 a gallon. So a lot of people say, and they talk about the gas prices, and you've got to understand, yes, we all don't want gas prices to go up. But when you're living the van life, you have to have fuel. And even if you were to add up the increase in fuel, it's still cheaper than paying rent. Because now it seems like everywhere you go, I don't know who this guy is, but I'm going to get rid of him because I don't need that negativity here. Where is that? Adios. So, right now, from what I've been seeing, pretty much a standard all over the country, the average price of a one-bedroom apartment is $1,000, and that's on the low side. We're not including the associated costs with an apartment. You need extra money to buy furniture, kitchen appliances, cookware. We're not talking about a water bill or a gas bill or an electric bill or an internet or cable bill. And we're not even talking about, really, on top of that, most people don't have their cars paid off. They have a car payment and then car insurance on top of that. So, and then when you add food to the mix, you're talking, just to live a quote-unquote normal life, about $2,000 a month. Now, that means that you have to bring in at least $500 a week just to keep your head above water. Which is why many places now have raised the minimum wage to $15, because you really can't live. You really can't. Even at 15, you got your head right above the water. So, in reality, they should pay everybody at least $20 an hour, because the way the cost of things are now, it's just going to keep your head above the water anyway at $20 an hour. I mean, they're not raising the pay in accordance to what stuff is going up. We all don't want gas to go up, but the bottom line is, things are going up, and it's scary. It's a bad thing, and it is what it is. I was looking at gas prices in Chicagoland. It's pretty much almost $5 a gallon. Close to what it is in California. Now, as you guys know, it's time for me to go back to Chicago. It's good timing for me to go back to Chicago because things have warmed up as far as the weather, which is conducive to... Come back to YouTube. Mark Terry is... I don't want to talk about that guy, Harvey. Minimum wage never keeps up pace with inflation, of course. So, with the way things are going and the cost of things, minimum wage should be $15. I think it should be $20 an hour across the board, not even 15. I mean, you can't live on that, especially if you're renting an apartment. So, the majority of people that are out there that are working at these lower wages are living with roommates or family. And I like having my own privacy and space. I don't like to be with anyone. And that's why the van life works out for me. I think privacy and having your own space is very, very important. So, right now, we're looking at things. There's not an upside really to anything, because even though wages go up, things are going up pretty much. So the only way to get around it is trying to make as much money as you can and driving as less as you can, because gas is high, and figuring out ways to save money when it comes to food, because food is very high. That's just the bottom line. Over $10 a gallon there. Yeah, I believe that in Europe. So anyways, I think my phone is getting kind of blurred out here, but I don't really care. But anyways, me being in Chicago and living in a van in Chicago, it's a part of the year window opportunity for me because of the brutal winter and dealing with that. So pretty much April to December is the window, and the bad months are January, pretty much most of December, January, February, March, and April. So it is what it is. Hey, how you doing, Stan? Nice to see you, brother. I met up with Stan last night. He's a truck driver. How you doing? So anyways, folks, I just wanted to give everybody a little bit of an update. The reason that I had a procrastination to leave here, I had some things that I had to get done. I know that I need to go back to Chicago to be spend time with my mom and work a job and make money, but at the same time, there are downfalls of going back to Chicago. And the downsides, well, the upsides are the weather's going to be a little bit better than here. Obviously, it's going to be cooler. Energy places through the roof, electric, and yeah. Yep. So, right now, actually, where I'm at in El Paso, Texas, and I'm thinking about it, if I were to get a job here, I'd be making a much lower wage. But again, the cost of living here is lower. But you really have to dig around to find a reasonable priced apartment even here, because of the increase of living all over the place. So, and it's really too hot to be living in a van here right now at this time of the year. Nighttime is nice, but the daytime is hot. So your window of sleeping opportunity is really a small window, and things are just going to get hotter throughout the summer here. But actually, even now, it's very, very doable and comfortable in the nighttime without air conditioning. You could do it very easily pretty much most nights, even with your windows open or just a fan. That's why I've been here so long. I've only actually ran my air conditioner once, and it was last night, or actually a couple times, last couple of nights. But the window of cool weather here is anywhere between, let's just say, 10 o'clock at night till about the sun goes up in the morning. So it's much better than Florida, but still it gets hot during the day. So if you're going to work a night shift job or a second shift job, might not work out for you here in a van. You'd have to really be a early bird worker. So I think staying here for me is not really a viable option. In a way, it's nice that I have access to beautiful women in Mexico and cheap dental work, which I need that. But the pay is low here, and at the same time, overall things are going up everywhere anyway. And finding a reasonable price apartment is not that simple to do, even here. Staying in the van here is not really a viable option at this time of the year. It's just too hot in the daytime. Going to California, oh yeah, definitely, Mike. Going to California now is a questionable thing for me, because I really don't know how hot it gets there in the summertime. Plus the gas prices are higher there than Chicago. Plus I'll be away from my mom. Plus, San Diego and Tijuana is not going anywhere. I don't know how long my mom's going to be around. I hope she's around for a long time, but I got to spend as much time as I can with her. And right now the weather is better in Chicago. Gas prices are lower in Chicago than San Diego, but they're still high in Chicago. I've seen them. Right now, I'm astounded that been seeing gas prices close to $5 a gallon, even in the suburbs, and probably well over $5 in the city of Chicago. So it's nuts. It's really nuts. So, some places don't do the double deposit. Some places do a $200 deposit, but you have to have good credit. Your income has to be at a certain level. Getting an apartment, a lot of times, if you don't get it with a private landlord, if you go with these big companies, first of all, the rent's high. It's anywhere between $800 and up here on the average. An apartment is $800 to $1,000, which is a little bit lower than Illinois. Chicago is about $1,000. But anyways, you have to have a good credit. You have to have probably some money down, and you have to have a job where you're making a certain amount of money to get approved. They say 3 times your rent. So say if your rent's $1,000, you got to make $3,000 a month. Now, I don't know if that's net or gross, but there's so many rules with these apartment complexes. And if you happen to find a private landlord that'll work with you, you might get a better deal with a private landlord. California is parking down on parking on the street. Well, they probably are, but at the same time, last time I called the El Cajon Police Department, where it's the Middle Eastern people, that area, they say that you can actually get a permit and park on certain city streets legally. So you just can't, where are all these people in the van going to go? I mean, you can't send them all to Slab City, right? Some of them work. Not all van dwellers, are bad people. Most van dwellers are good people. A cheap motel is okay, yeah. I was able to get a motel room the other day. I was chilling out. I got, since I've been here, I got a motel one time. And I was, had some company. Had this black girl over, and I got a Motel 6 for $59.99 with tax and everything. That's a pretty good deal because most motel rooms now are $80 to $100. And I remember just in Illinois and Chicago, maybe about a year ago or so, I was able to get a room for like $45. So even motels are going up. And if you can get a motel for $60 online, that's a pretty good deal in these days, because now the average cost of a motel room is anywhere between $80 to $100. So right now, like I said, going to California will probably not be the wisest option for me, because I don't have a whole I mean, I've got money in the bank, but I don't have a whole ton of money left. Also, going through the process of getting my license there as security and working a job, that'll take longer and more time, and learning the urban camping and all that, and then not knowing what the weather's going to be like, if it's going to be too hot with the summer months coming. So that's another questionable thing that's up in the air. And at the same time, like I said, California and San Diego and Tijuana is not going anywhere. So the wisest and most responsible, most realistic thing for me to do is really to just leave here and go back home to Chicago and do it all over again. I'm going back to Chicago in good timing because the weather is warmed up there where it's conducive to van life. And the weather really hasn't been that bad in the month of May. It was pretty brutal in April with the cold. But May is always a pretty reliable month in Chicagoland. So taking advantage of the Midwest weather between May to December. Last December it got pretty cold. December is a month that can go any way in Chicago. But between May and November, you're pretty good in Chicago. You're pretty good. You're pretty good in Chicago between May and November. So it is what it is. I'm glad I put some thought into this and didn't make any rash decisions. And yeah, some offer weekly and monthly rates. Yeah, but the weekly motels, those rates can go to $300 a week. That's about $1,200 a month. That's for people who don't have credit and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I don't know about that, Mike. I don't know if you're the same Mike Moore that used to go on my channel, or the guy from Central California, whatever that town is over there. But anyways, I'm glad I just took some time to think about things and get things together and put some thought into this. The positive thing about going, if I did go to California, which I probably won't at this point, would have been I would have got a little bit of better weather. The pay would have been better. So what if gas is higher? Gas is high everywhere. It's going to be a little bit higher over there. But at the same time, now I'm neglecting going back to the Midwest and spending time with my mom and being in Chicago when I should be in Chicago, which is in the summertime. So hopefully we're going to do this all over again. I'm going to go back home to Chicago, work, make some money. Will I stop off in El Paso again? I think I will. I think I probably will stop off here again. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll just go straight to Tijuana. You know? I've learned a lot about El Paso and Juarez, and I've enjoyed my time. So I have about a 1,500-mile trip to go, and when I make this trip intermittently, and when I feel like it, or when I have a good signal, I'll go live with you guys here. I'm using T-Mobile Metro PCS. I'm supposedly have a 5G phone, and I hope people can support me at paypal.me/Elvis Travels for some fuel money, because as you guys know, fuel is very, very expensive now, and it's a lot more for the fuel now than it was when I came down here, which I was getting prices for $2.69 a gallon on the road, which is now non-existent. Now if you get anything under $4 a gallon, now you're getting a good deal with the way prices are now. How you doing, Teresa? So it is what it is. I've been here a long time. I probably should have left here earlier. Why I procrastinated so much on leaving here? So I don't know. Sometimes I procrastinate a lot, and I procrastinate a lot. But sometimes it's good to sit down and think about things before making decisions. And I think the more time you take to make decisions on things and procrastinate, in a way it's kind of better, because it helps you think things out and think of the possibilities of pros and cons and negatives and positives, and just be realistic and at the end make a pretty good decision. So I'm glad I took the extra time to do all this. So I'm going to stock up on some extra engine oil, coolant, power steering fluid. I have a little power steering fluid leak. I don't know why, where it's coming from. I'm going to stock up on extra water and food. And I'm going to try to drive, I'm going to try to drive in the nighttime when it's cooler, because it's a lot more comfortable driving in the nighttime than driving in the heat, or at least when the sun goes down. So I'll try to drive anywhere between 7:30 p.m. till about 2 in the morning, whatever it is. Just take my time going up. And I'm going to go on Gas Buddy and write down all the gas prices on the way, so I make sure I hit my gas stops and try to save as much money as I can on fuel. And be using my Garmin GPS, hopefully with the phone. And just when I feel like it, I'll go live here intermittently. I got to get me another windshield mount holder for the phone. The other one broke. They always break. Made in China. The arm always snaps off after about a few months. So yeah, it's been an amazing time here. I've been here much longer than I anticipated. Did I make a mistake not going to Tijuana or San Diego? I don't think I did, because I saved a lot of money while I was here on lower fuel prices, lower prices for girls, lower prices for drinks, lower prices for food. And I got a lot of done here while I was here, behind the scenes, that I'm not going to talk about the things that I did. But I got a lot of things done where I, let's just say, provided for myself financially. On top of the $4,600 that I had saved from my job, I was able to by other means, which I'm not going to talk about, not that I did anything illegal, but I was able to muster up a total of, well, it was $3,600 plus another $500. So I was able to make about $4,100, supplementing my income. Not with YouTube, not with donations, not with doing anything illegal. But I was able to do, I'll leave it up to your imagination. You could say I play lotto tickets. You could say I went to the casino. But I made the money in a legal way. And that was able to support me. And then I was, but on top of that, about $5,100, a little over $5,000. Because a lot of people think, heck, how the hell is Marshall down there this whole time? Well, I had my means. So if you think about it, really, we're already almost in June, for crying out loud. So I came here with almost $5,000. I made another $5,000. That's almost 10 G's. You know? And I still got a little bit over left to get back home. And, if you think about it, for a van dweller, if I make 20 G's a year, it's not a lot of money. I could live on it. It'd be nice if I made 30 G's a year. Then I'd really be living high. A lot of people don't understand living this life is very economical in a lot of different ways. So, it is what it is. So, anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pop on out of here. I'm taking life just a day at a time. I'm realizing the reality of things in life. It's a difficult life. How the hell are you making money if you're not working? Well, believe me, there's a lot of other ways to make money. There's a lot of other ways to make money. There's a lot of CAD jobs out there. There's a lot of things people can do that are not your traditional 9-to-5 corporation jobs. And they're all out there. Just go on Craigslist and look for odd-end jobs. Now, like I said, a lot of trolls talk about me and they talk a lot of crap about me. And they know this whole time that I've been here, I haven't had a YouTube channel. I don't have AdSense. I don't have donations coming in. And they all think to themselves, well, how the hell is he down there? Some people may say, is he working? Is he not working? What is he doing? Well, I'll leave that up to your imagination. But the reality is, I don't need YouTube or donations or AdSense to survive. And I've shown that for a very long time since I've pretty much been off of YouTube. Since about August of 2020, when it was the end of my main channel, I haven't had a YouTube income. So anyways, yes, life is difficult. It's getting difficult. And sometimes you think to yourself, how do people do it? In my case, I've got to rely on myself. I really don't have family or friends to lean on. Mr. X doesn't help me financially, but sometimes he'll help me fixing stuff on the van. But for the most part, he helps me labor-wise. For the most part, I'm self-sufficient. When I lost my family's property in 2016 and lost my dad in July 2016, I lost my home-based property. I lost my dad's mobile home. And at that point, I pretty much was already 1 year into the van life. Because I started in August of 2015. And my dad passed away in July of 2016. So when I officially lost the property that I was on, It was never under my dad's name or my name, but it was a home base for me for a while. I always thought to myself, if things got bad or I had a breakdown in the van, I could always go back there and have that property to lean on. And when that property was gone, and when my dad was gone, because my dad was really the only person in my life that was a surefire person that would help me out if I really needed it. And also the property was there to help everybody out, not only me, but a lot of other people in my family that have lived there over the years when things got bad in their lives, and they used that property as a home base. Well, when you lose, when I lost my dad, and when I lost my dad's home, and when I lost the property that I was able to use for years and years and years to get my life together. How you doing, Brent? You start to realize, and things start to sink in, that now you're a real nomad. There's a lot of people out there that call themselves real nomads, but they've got homes, they've got properties, they've got family and friends to lean on. My definition of a true nomad is somebody that's out here doing this life, whether you're living in a Toyota Camry or a Class B camper van, whatever you're living in. But if you're sustaining yourself by your own means, whatever means necessary, as long as you're not hurting anybody and it's legal, and you're doing this life, it's an honorable life. It's a good life. I'm sitting here in my van in the desert. It's nice, it's beautiful, it's cooled down, and it's just a nice place. There's a lot of great things about El Paso, Texas. I encourage a lot of people to visit El Paso, Texas and Ciudad Juarez. I know I wasn't really able to share with you guys in depth because of the trolls attacking me on YouTube, but I wish I'm just going to tell you guys it's a nice place to come, a lot of nice people, and it's just a nice place to be. And don't be scared, and I encourage people to come down there and check it out. Now there's a nice breeze, there's a full moon in the sky. Pretty amazing, the desert, the climate in the desert. I'm going to miss this place. Well, actually, my ancestors didn't originate from the desert, Mike Moore. The Sumerians were the first civilization. I think that down in southern Iraq, they have more of a marshes, swampland. Part of Iraq, I believe, is a desert, but most, I guess, my ancestors really originated more from northern Iraq, which was a mountainous climate, mountainous region geography. And I really enjoy the desert climate. You don't really get a lot of allergies. You don't have any bugs. There's no bugs there now. And even now, it's very, very comfortable to be sleeping in a vehicle, even here in the middle of May, which is amazing to me because I've really, when I went to Yuma, Arizona back in, I believe it was in maybe June or July of 2019, it was really hot. So I don't know what the difference is between here and there, but feels a lot better here than it does in Yuma, Arizona. Right now it's very comfortable, very, very comfortable. So, but guys, times are tough for everybody. Things are going up for everybody. We all need to make the best of things. I got a lot done while I was here. Let's just put it this way. I made over 5 G's, and I brought almost 5 G's with me. I dated a few women here and there. I probably dated about, I say about 20 women, 20, 25 women probably, since I've been here. Which I really wanted to date about 50, but I didn't want to blow my wad. I stayed here longer than I thought I would. It was colder here in the wintertime than I thought it would be. So the ideal climate actually in January would probably be better be off in Yuma, Arizona. And here it's a little bit too cold in January, but February things get much better. February and March, great months, even April. So what is my advice to any nomad if you're going to come to the desert Southwest? You need to really do January. Yuma, Arizona is probably Phoenix area is probably your best bet. It's a lot warmer there. And February you could do El Paso, or and by around March, things start to warm up in Southern California. So it's a mixed bag. But yeah, I can't believe I spent so much time here. Like, time just flies by. It doesn't even feel like I've been here almost 5 months, but man, time just flies by. So it's nice to, like I said, don't be a slave to money, but we all need money, and that's just the way that the world is and the system is, and we got to do what we got to do. We got to do what we got to do. We have to do what we have to do. The reality, like I said, with Chicago, as far as the van life goes, it's only conducive between April and December, basically. And the other months are terrible to be there. You don't want to be in the Midwest. So it is what it is. Nah, I don't think that much of Dallas. Dallas is okay, but I like Houston better. I think that Austin is a place I always wanted to go. Amarillo, I guess they have a cowboy culture. San Antonio, there's a lot of stuff. And Texas is a very unique state. You got a lot of stuff in Texas. A lot of stuff going on. You got the border cities. You got the big cities in Texas. You got the little cities in Texas. You got a lot of stuff in Texas. Texas overall is a great state in a lot of different ways. Yep. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to wrap this up. Just wanted to touch base with everybody. Yeah, San Antonio. I heard a lot of good things about San Antonio. I heard a lot of good things about Austin. Amarillo, not much. But Austin and San Antonio, definitely. I don't know who you are, Jag. I'm not sure who you are. But anyways, I think coming to El Paso, Texas this year was an excellent decision for me. And after experiencing El Paso, Texas, this was really, besides 2019, this was really my first year urban camping outside of Florida. And Ron Swiss Camper, how you doing, Ron? Nice to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing all right. I think I think that going to Florida all those years and learning about Florida, it was a very, very interesting experience. Florida has its ups and downs. But overall, I realized that that part of the country is not for me. And the more I come west, and the more that I experience the desert climate and the mountains and stuff like that, the more I realize I'm able to just open up my mind a little bit here and realize that there's just this country is different in so many ways. In a way, I guess living here in the United States of America is, in a way, a blessing. We live in a big country. There's a lot of variation in this country. A lot of different places. And it's nice that we have our friends in Mexico, the Mexican border, and our friends in Canada. But going to Canada and experiencing Canada was interesting. Going to Mexico was interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, Florida's too many tourists and people. Yeah, well, Florida, you know, it's a mixed bag, man. It's a mixed bag. Spending all those years there and learning about it, I learned that there's more cons than pros in Florida. Definitely, more cons than pros. Florida has got a lot of problems. Florida has a lot of problems. Um, You're 100% right. Florida sucks. I never went back. Staying in Europe and flights are too costly. Yeah. I want to know your secret making $5,000 under the table. Well, it wasn't really under the table, to be honest with you. I didn't gamble. I didn't do anything illegal. This is all legal. Now, people can say, did you make it in cash? Did you make it with a W-2 job? Well, that really doesn't matter. That's my business. But, yeah, I made $5,100 while I was down here. Believe it or not. Now, how I made it, I'm not going to talk about that. But I made it. So El Paso's been a very, very good luck charm for me, because I made more money here than what I brought with me. I brought $4,600. I made over $5,100. So, and I still got a little bit of money left in the bank. So the bottom line is, I've had good luck. I've made more money than what I brought with money here with me. And I still got a little bit left over. Had a handful of beautiful women, had some decent food, and learned a lot. And think about it. This whole time that I've been here, I've saved thousands and thousands of dollars in rent money because of living in a van. And I've learned a lot. Now, if I really, this whole time that I was here, if I was really wanting to work hard, I probably would have made another $5,000. I made $5,000 just doing something leisurely. So, if I would have really put the pedal to the metal, I probably could have made another 5 G's. And I could say that I made 10 G's here, But I was in relaxation mode. So, yeah, a lot of people can imagine and say, well, hey, how did Marshall make over 5 Gs? Well, leave it up to your imagination. You could say I worked at McDonald's. You could say I did a cash job. You could say I was a painter. You could say that you can't mow people's lawns here. You could say I delivered the newspaper. Leave it up to your imagination. But, anyways. I'm leaving here because it's realistic for me right now to leave now because the weather is warmed up in Chicago. I need to spend time with my mom. I need to make more money. And I know that my window in Chicago, as far as van life goes, is limited because of the weather. So it's just realistic and conducive to me to go back to Chicago now. And obviously, when it comes to the van life, it's not realistic to be in Chicago in the wintertime. So that's the thing with Chicagoland. We know this very, very well. I kind of regret not going to Tijuana, but you know, I roughed it out over here, and I was able to get things done while I was here. A lot of people think I didn't do anything. No, I did a lot of things. I did a lot of things while I was here. So, yeah, I don't really have a focus right now on social media. I mean, I'll come on here, but I know I made a TikTok and Twitch and all that, but I have no drive for that. And to me, really being on here is just a diary of my life. If people want to support me for gas, I'll put my PayPal out. That's up to them. To me, this is nothing more than less just a diary of my life. It's an online audio video diary. And those who care to watch will watch, and that's the bottom line. Sometimes I ask myself why I come on here. Well, sometimes I feel like coming on here and just having a platform and saying my piece and a handful of people will watch. And that's the bottom line. You know, I felt like coming on here today and I came on. And I'll continue to do that. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop on out of here. The one thing that I really am kind of surprised about is that as famous as I am on YouTube, and the people that I know, or the people that know me the other way around, I didn't run into anybody in El Paso that knew who I was, which I thought was kind of weird, because usually there's always somebody that knows me in some city. I'm sure that there's people that know who I am here, but nobody has reached out to me anywhere or here online and say, I'm from El Paso, I'm your fan. It seems like everywhere I've been, there's always somebody who knows me. And I'm sure, like I said, there's people who know me here. Why they didn't reach out to me, I don't know. There are people here that have RVs. You got the Franklin Mountains. There are locals that have RVs. And the people that come through here are other RVs are also from other towns. But as far as the locals go here in El Paso, I'm surprised that nobody this whole time that I've been here has reached out to me and say, hey, I'm one of your fans. You know, you got a city of almost 1 million people, so that kind of surprises me. Ron, as far as YouTube goes, YouTube is a dead issue for me. Because YouTube is a platform that's gone to crap, because when you don't give an opportunity for someone to have a platform and you get rid of them for no reason, there's really no purpose to go back on that platform. Do I watch YouTube? Of course. There's a lot of great YouTubers I watch with great content. There's a lot of channels that I watch. But as far as being a content creator in 2022 on YouTube, it's just simply not realistic anymore, because it's a company that their business model is crap. They get rid of your channel for no reason. You try to come back and they get rid of your channel again for no reason. So what's the point of being on a platform like that? There's nothing positive about that. I tried many times to come back, and they always shut me down, and it's a bad thing. So with that being said, I'm glad that that phase in my life is over. That chapter is closed in my life. I know for a fact that I'll never be a content creator on YouTube ever again. Will I watch YouTube and watch other YouTubers? Of course. But will I ever be a content creator on YouTube? Most likely not, unless things change, which I don't see anything changing in YouTube. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. Yeah, El Paso's got almost 800,000 people here. Not even more. So, really, I opened up a TikTok and Instagram and a Twitch. But I just don't have a drive to create content anymore. I really don't. I really don't. So, I'm surprised that Ron, that you're watching me, because I haven't seen you in years, but I hope you're doing all right, Ron. Everybody that's watching here and that's going to watch me, I'd appreciate your support at paypal.me/Elvis Travels. If you guys could spare 5, 10, 15, 20 bucks, 50 or 100 bucks for some gas for me to get back home, I'd appreciate that. Not that I need it or want it, but it's nice for those of you who appreciate what I've done on YouTube for years, and the joy and entertainment that I brought all of you watching. I appreciate your support. Not like I need it or want it, but I'm just saying. I guess I'm going to be testing out T-Mobile Metro PCS 5G coverage on this 1,500-mile road trip. See how it works out. Hopefully things will go okay. And hopefully everything's going to be okay. And that's about it, folks. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pop on out of here. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, wonderful day, wherever you may be in this world. And just before I get out of here, I just want to say, please support me whatever you can, guys. PayPal.me/Elvis Travels. The links are on this Facebook page of mine. If you scroll down below, I think they're down there. Click the friends to family option, and please just support me with whatever you can. I'd appreciate your support with whatever you can afford. Appreciate that. And like I said, when I feel like it and when I have a good signal, I'll be coming live on the road trip back home to Chicagoland. I hope I have. It's been actually a pretty productive year for me here early on. I hope that I continue my productivity and positivity for the year of 2022 in Chicagoland. I hope that I can get home safe. I hope that I can find work, make some money and save some money, and see my mom. And I'm a little bit homesick from being away from Chicago. I don't hate Chicago. There's a lot of things I like about Chicago. But it would drive me nuts if I stayed there the whole year, you know. It is what it is, folks. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pop on out of here. Thank you all for coming in, guys. God bless you guys out there in these perilous times. Take it easy, guys. Take it easy. That's all I got to say. As far as the haters out there that re-upload my broadcasts, my diaries here, my online audio diary, video diary, whatever you call it, on YouTube. Again, you can say whatever you want about me. I don't really care. But I know one thing, that I'm trying to live my life like everybody else. It doesn't matter if you live in a van, a car, a home, an apartment. At the end of the day, we all bleed red. You know, at the end of the day, we all go to the bathroom. At the end of the day, we all got to drink water and eat food. And at the end of the day, we're all born, we all live, and we're all going to be gone here one day from this earth. Life is short. You never know how much time you got left. You know, you really don't. How you doing, JL Pounds? I'm not sure who you are. But anyways, I just want you guys to say a prayer for me and my safety in my home to Lisa Marie on the road to get home safe. Please say a prayer for my mom, Madeline, and her health. In Jesus' name, I'd appreciate that. And please say a prayer that the Lord may forgive all these haters that hate on me on YouTube. And I want you guys to please pray for each other. Just pray for each other. We're living in some scary times right now in the world with the cost of inflation of food and gas. And people are acting very weird, very weird. And I notice there's a lot of people who have pets and dogs and animals. The world is changing, folks. The world is changing. The world is changing, and we're living in a world that is dominated by technology. We're living in a world that is dominated by online ordering from Amazon and eBay, ordering off of Instacart and Uber. We're living in a world that's being run mostly by technology, and the world has changed. All right, Ron, nice to see you, brother. God bless you. The bottom line is, folks, the world has changed, and we all have to adapt to it and do the best that we can. I always try to look at the positives of things. Technology, in a way, has immensely helped me out in my life as a nomad. Having the ability to have internet at the palm of my hands and having a GPS on my phone, Google Maps. Having the ability to use Uber online, which has been a great thing for me to use in Mexico. And obviously we know social media is a way that keeps people connected together in these times. That's also something that's important to a lot of people. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, with all this technology, and don't get me wrong, it makes the world more comfortable and comfy for us. It doesn't change the fact that a lot of people are living their lives every day and suffering and living without technology. When I see old people in Mexico begging for money, or people missing their limbs, or handicapped old people, or single moms with their babies asking for money on the streets of Mexico, and it's heartbreaking. And if I was Bill Gates, I'd help out all those people, because you really don't know how good we have it here until you go somewhere else. And that's why we should kiss the dirt, kiss the soil here in the United States of America whenever you come back home, because I don't think you people realize that a lot of people in this world just don't have the resources that we have. In Mexico, they don't really have what we have here. They don't have homeless shelters and government handouts and food stamps and low-income housing and all the stuff that we have here. They might have it, but it's on a much smaller scale. So you really see a lot of people on the street suffering without food, without shelter, without clean water, without having a shower, without medical attention. And it's heartbreaking to see human beings going through that. And if I was a billionaire, the first people that I would help would be those in these other countries that don't have the resources that we have. You know. And people are crossing over the border into the U.S., obviously. And the bottom line is, it's sad, but a lot of people are hurting in this world and suffering in this world. And I don't... people say that I might have it rough living in a van. I don't have it. There's no way that my life is as rough as those people that are on the streets of Mexico. And that's why I always thank God for what I have. And anytime that I can afford it or that I can help out, I see someone in Mexico that needs help, I help them out. And I've done it many, many times before. We all need to just come together as human beings, man. You know, it's sad. I don't like to see anybody hungry or suffering. It's sad. And we all need to have a conscience. We all need to have a soul. We all need to love one another. You know, hate's not going to get us anywhere. You know? And whenever I've had the opportunity and whenever I could afford it, I've helped out several people since I've been over the border in Mexico. I don't just go over there to, you know, spend money on the girls and all that. Whenever there's somebody in need and I can afford to give them something, even if it's $2 or $5 or whatever it is, get them something to eat, I do my part. I can only do so much. I'm not a billionaire. But if I was a billionaire like Bill Gates, the first people I would help out is these people in these third world countries that don't have what we have. I don't think you people realize here in America how good we have it, you know. People here have it really good. You know, pay it forward, exactly. You know, over there, people sit together, families sit together and help each other out. It's more of a communal thing, and people who don't have anybody, they're out on the streets. In the United States of America, we have a lot of options. Either you have help from your family or friends, or there's a lot of government, there's a lot of food pantries, there's a lot of homeless shelters, there's health insurance, there's food stamps, there's so many different charitable organizations operating, helping people out, you know. And I'm sure that they have some in Mexico, but not as prevalent as here, you know. And like I said, if I was a billionaire and I could make a difference in someone's life, I'd help out people here, but I'd help people more out in Mexico and other countries that are like that, because they just don't have what we have here, you know. It's heartbreaking to see a young woman with her child, infant, toddler, baby on the street begging for money. You know, it's sad to see. And when I see these young people here on the corners, on the streets begging for money, and there's nothing wrong with them, they can go out and work a job. Sad to see. You just don't know how good we have it here. But I'm going to continue paying it forward to people in Mexico or people here that need it, because I believe in the old saying in the Bible, if you help those that are in need, the Lord will bless you and your children tenfold. And I wholeheartedly believe that. Living in a van is a tough life in a lot of ways. It ain't a bowl of cherries, but living on the streets and having no friends and family is even scarier. Well, Mike, you know something, man? Everybody needs a helping hand. And the bottom line is this: in our society, what do you want to call it, a constitutional republic, when they say we're the United States of America, people don't realize that there's various laws that vary in many different states. We're more divided than united. And in a way, it's a good thing, because every state is like its own country. For example, in the state of New Mexico, weed dispensaries are legal. Not that I smoke weed, but they're legal there. In the state of New Mexico, it's I guess a blue state, or maybe more blue. They have a state Medicaid program for health insurance. In the state of Texas, there is no state Medicaid program, but there's no income taxes, supposedly. Same thing with Florida. No state Medicaid. And the bottom line is, if we were just to live in a purely capitalistic, right-wing Republican society, there'd only be a very few people that would have the money. And those people are way, way at the top. And there literally would be anarchy on the streets. So I guess the way they set it up here, it's a socialist, capitalist, half and half society. You take some cream off the top of the ones who've got the cream, and you give the little bit of kibble and bits to the ones at the bottom. And the ones that really hurt in this situation are the ones in the middle, because the ones that are so rich out there, paying their fair share of taxes isn't going to hurt them. The ones who get hurt are the people in the middle, the workers, the middle class, lower working class of America. Those are the ones who really get pinched, and those taxes hurt them. Yeah, well, it is what it is, Mike. There are some people who can't work because they have a mental condition or a physical condition, or whatever their deal is. And there's some people who can work a job, might not be mentally all there, but they could work a job at McDonald's. They could throw away garbage, they could clean. Everybody in this life can do a certain task, depending on what their mental capability is, depending on what they're wired to do. And that's what I learned about life. Everybody is wired differently, But the bottom line is, folks, the world is what it is. Even though we're living in a socialist, partly socialist society, the rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer, and the middle class is getting eliminated. I think it is what it is. The rich need the middle class to work for them and be task-specific people to make the whole world go round and round, all the blue-collar people. And then you got the lower working class that are minimum wage, service industry. And then you got the bottom feeders. That's just the way it breaks down, You got the 1% that rule the world. And you've got the upper middle class, doctors, lawyers, people like that. People below them, you've got the people in the trades and the blue collar. Little people above them, you got the business owners that are making better money, but they're up there. And then you have the lower working class trying to bust it out, service industry. And then below them you got the people on the bottom. It all balances out at the end of the day. Inflation hurts everybody. The price of oil hurts everybody, hurts everything. So it's just numbers being thrown out. Standard of living is going down, the cost is going up. Quality of life is going down, costs are going up. That's all we hear. What's the solution? Some people live in a van, some people have their own garden, some people become their own farmer, some people leave the country. There's various solutions to various problems we could do. You know, at the end of the day, we all got to be realistic with ourselves and just be realistic. You know, that's what we got to do at the end of the day. That's what we all got to do at the end of the day. Well, Walmart, from what I've heard, is paying good over here as far as people stocking the shelves are paying 15, 16 bucks an hour, I heard. Which is unusual. I didn't know they paid that much. But that's what I've been told. Which is a pretty good wage if you're living down in El Paso. I think that the cost of things that are where they are now, everybody should be getting 20 bucks an hour. I don't care what you do. Because, you know, cost of living is so high now. And even if you made 20, you're not going to be rich. You're just going to keep your head above the water. You know. The bubble's going to burst, folks. The bottom's going to fall out, you know. Interest rates are going up. Housing's going to go down. Vehicles are up. Rent is up. I mean, how much are they going to raise it on the people? I mean, you know, how much, you know, the old saying, when you lose it all, you lose it. You know, I mean, when is there an end to this? There's got to be an end. There's got to be a solution. There's got to be something. It just can't keep on going like this, folks. You know, I mean, this is unrealistic. This is unrealistic. You know, there's got to be an end to this madness, and there will be an end. And when there's an end to this madness, there's going to be a new beginning. Hopefully, the new beginning is going to be we're going to be better off than worse off. But how much money are they going to print out? How much money is this country going to? How much money is the Federal Reserve going to keep on printing out? We keep on spending. We keep on printing. We keep on going in debt, which is going to further crash our dollar. Inflation, cost of things, real estate, rent, etc., going up. Interest rates going up. The bottom's going to fall out. It's just a matter of time. The dollar's going to crash. They're going to replace it with some digital currency. And they're going to have to do something, you know. And as far as energy goes, how's energy going to go down? Oil, gas, connected to everything, connected to all the costs of everything. The end of civil war and anarchy. Well, I hope it doesn't come to that. You know, it's going to be sad if it does. But we don't need to worry about Ukraine. We need to worry about what's going on here. Because we got a lot of crazy mad guys walking around, running around with all these guns, killing people. You know, we got our inner cities in bad shape. Our infrastructure, our roads are in bad shape. A lot of our healthcare systems are messed up. You know, Biden's not going to fix all these problems. You know, we have a lot of problems. We have a lot of people. It's tough. It's sad. You know, it really is, man. Life isn't fair. It's sad. And no, I don't feel sorry for myself living in a van, because there's a lot of people that don't even have a van, don't even have a car, are out on the streets. And I feel sorry for those people, and I can only do so much. I can only do so much. I don't like to see people suffering. I really don't. I really don't. But with that being said, folks, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pop on out of here. I hope you guys have a good night. It's been a good talk. It is what it is, folks. It is what it is. It is what it is. Thailand or Tahiti, yeah. Oh, man, I don't know, man. The world is really going down. I don't really have anything else to say, folks. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pop on out of here. I hope you guys have a good night. Just remember in life, folks, get out there, be positive, be productive. Help those that are in need. Try to be kind to people and understanding. Try to have some patience. And you'll make the world a better place. Whatever energy you put out in this life and universe is what you're going to get back. Sitting out here in the desert kind of opens up my mind a little bit and helps me think. I'm going to miss this place, but I miss my mom even more, and I'm homesick. It's time to go back home, folks. It's time to go back home. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pop on out of here. I hope you guys have a good night. Live life to the fullest. Live every day as it were your last. Enjoy life. And do the things that make you happy. And be productive. And be well. Good night, folks.